I just thought of something, and I'm going to equate it to how sometimes one can get stuck into race. It's all about color. It's all about race. It's all about one thing. I'm definitely going to go with color with this one, with race. And so when we were stationed in, where were we? Oh, throughout the military career, there was something called the FRG for the spouses, right? And family readiness group. And some bases they called it different, but it was for the spouses. I can only imagine how some of the men's spouses felt that had military women for their spouse, with these FRG groups. And I just would feel uncomfortable, and I never would attend them or be a part of them on a regular basis, because I felt like, how do I say it? It wasn't my personality. In the beginning, I thought they don't look like me, walk like me, talk like me, act like me, think like me, not from the same background as me. And I just didn't feel comfortable. But, and it was like, let's make some brownies, or all this cute little stuff. I was just about business, find out when they coming home, what's going on, when we gonna manifest, have to get up in old dark 30, whatever, right? But I couldn't get into all that little, it's just not my personality, the cutesy little women chatter thing. And later on, when I followed a couple of groups, I found out that people, some of the females didn't like somebody, they was putting stuff into the brownies. And I was like, thank God I didn't get involved in that mess. But, knowing me, I'd have been one to, if I found out somebody did that, they would have been in a lot of trouble. But anyway, so there was one instance where during that time when my husband had deployed to, I think it was his second or third deployment, I don't know, Afghanistan, and we were at Bragg. I think this is where I met this captain. And so I could have kept that thought in my head, was like, all these people are white, I'm black, and then it's very few black people, and they just didn't, I don't know. I could have kept that mindset and said it's because of color. But then I went to work, and the captain didn't look like me, walk like me, talk like me, act like me, think, well, we did. When I say act like, that's not true, because we were similar personalities, the way we worked and the way we thought in the workplace environment. And she happens to be white, and I was like, I'm really worried about this deployment, blah, 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 blah. She has some, her husband was whatever. And she was like, no problem. If something went down, a unit was attacked or whatever, or the stuff that you hear about on the news, or you hear, other units got caught, whether it's 4th ID, first Cav, 82nd Airborne, blah, 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 blah. So she was like, no problem. I was like, was that him? And she'd get on the phone, or she'd do her messaging or whatever, and she was like, you're fine. And because I just didn't want nobody coming to my door in uniform while my husband was deployed when I was married, and saying, that's it. So I was worried about that. But it's like, in this person, she was different. I didn't feel no kind of bad way with her. And we were being around her, and in the workplace environment, I never thought about color. I never thought about political party. I never thought about finances. I never thought about she's a high-ranking officer and me as a civilian at that time, married to a NCO, right? And so it wasn't about all that. It was about connection. It was about, I don't know, just point blank feeling comfortable, And so I say that to say, a lot of times it's not all about color. Yes, it matters. Yes, a lot of things has happened in the past. Yes, a lot of things continue to happen, and people are going to hold on to what they believe and feel. And if they don't want to look within themselves, they're going to carry that. But it's more to life than just that. And to get stuck on to those things only just limits me. It would have limited me to continue to think that, just because I meet a few bad apples, or just because I'm not comfortable around certain fruit or people, doesn't mean that everybody is like that. And I just wanted to share that today. I had remembered that, and I was like, it just came in my head, Captain blah 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 blah. I just remembered her name, and she was talking about leaving. She was a nurse in the military, in the Army, and she was talking about leaving her career as a nurse and opening up her own business. She made the best cakes. When she brought a cake in, I was so happy. I knew I was going to eat good that day. Not just good, it was awesome, top of the notch. But and I was like, why are you going to leave your nursing job? I didn't understand it, and she explained it to me, and whatever. But I'm just smiling thinking about her. She was a beautiful person, and she didn't look like me, walk like me, talk like me, act like me, think like me, believe like me, as far as the background where we come from and things of that nature. But she was mad cool.